blameless and innocent children of God, without blemish, and in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation, among whom you shine as the light in the world, holding fast to the word of life, so that in the day of Christ I may be proud that I did not run in vain or labor in vain.
All right, in verse 21 too.
For they all seek their own interest, not those of Jesus Christ.
Okay, we'll leave that one hanging for a little bit. All right, I think we can all agree that we're in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation.
I agree.
We all Hopefully we all also agree that you are lights in this world.
Second.
Okay. Great. All right, Matthew 5. Let's go there. Who would like to read Matthew 5?
I'll take it.
And verse 12 through 16. Go ahead.
12 through 16.
Yep.
Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. And then 2:16.
Chapter 5, verse 12 through 16.
And then you are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything, except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven.
Great. This is going to get harder, okay? I'm warning you, it's going to get harder. But I'm really excited because you guys are on the verge of this journey. You really are. You're on the verge of it, and I feel like that God is going to use you in a mighty way. So now we're going to go to John 15. If you look at that verse carefully, there's a couple of very important words there.
What verse are you reading?
I didn't tell you yet, but you're in John 15.
Yes.
But in Matthew 4:19, it says, if you follow me, so following is really important, I will make you fishers of men. Okay? So in John 15:5, what does it say there in the 5th verse? Go ahead. Read loud, turn around towards them so they can hear.
I'm the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing.
Verse 8.
By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit and so prove to be my disciples.
In verse 11.
These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be full.
Verse 19 and 20.
If you were of the world would love you as its own. But because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, then they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, they will also keep yours.
Very good. All right, we've gone through a lot of stuff here, but basically we're aware that we're the light of the world, right? I'm going to tell you a little story, okay? When we became Christians, my wife and I, we became Christians at the same time. We didn't know it, but exactly at the same time of night, on the same day, we both came to Christ. And we both fell in love with him. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But after we became Christians, one of the things we did is we got the yearbook out. And we went through the yearbook and we were like, pick out the people that we think were Christians in our class, because our 5-year class reunion was coming up. So we were like, I think he was, I think she was, and I think he was. And we went to the class reunion, and we went up to these people and said, we have just become Christians, and we think that you're probably a Christian too. And the responses we got were just incredible. I mean, we picked there were 8 people that we picked, and every single one of them was a Christian. And there were a number of them, I think 3 of them, that started crying and said, I'm so sorry that we didn't talk to you. We just couldn't talk to you. But we knew you needed the Lord. It wasn't hard to figure out I needed the Lord. My wife, you would think she was a Christian when she lived. But when we talked to them, they confessed to us that they were sorry that they never spoke to us. But our hearts were immediately blended. And it was a very exciting day. Except for one of the people that we felt was a Christian was a girl that I just, along with many other people, just tormented. I'm tormented, like really ugly. And so I went up to her to ask her for her forgiveness. And man, was I blown away. She was so loving and so gracious, and she was just the neatest person, which you wouldn't know when you're saying stupid, ugly things about someone. You don't get to know them. So she told me that she had already forgiven me, and she's special to me now. She's on my heart often, and God has really blessed her. So we're going to move along here to, these are going to be really hard questions, okay? We're going to have a quiz here. It's about following. Is it hard to tell if somebody's following a car, or someone who's ice skating, or someone who's skiing, or if somebody's walking through a crowd? Is it hard to tell if somebody's following that person, or if they're following you? Not hard to tell, is it? It's pretty obvious. Even if it isn't a perfect path. If you're trying to get through a crowd, sometimes but they're going the same speed, they're going the same direction. If it's on ice skates, the same thing. It's not perfect. So, what we want to understand is, what does it look like if you're following Jesus? And that is in John 15:8 and verse 16. So let's turn there to John 15:8. And I'll read those. My Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit and prove to be my disciples. Verse 16 says, you didn't choose me, but I chose you and appointed you that you would go and bear fruit, and that your fruit would remain, so that whatever you ask in my Father's name, he may give to you. Okay? Yesterday we talked about people. In Mark 6:34, let's read these verses. Mark 6:34, somebody grab that, and somebody grab Matthew 9:36.
Mark what?
Mark 6:34, Matthew 9:36. Go ahead.
Matthew.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. 9:36, right? Matthew 9:36.
Yep, 9:36.
When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them, because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd.
Okay. And who's got Mark 6:34? Go ahead.
He went to
shore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things.
So if you're following Jesus, if you're growing in your relationship with him, you don't have any choice. You are going to develop a heart of compassion towards people. And I don't know, does anybody here know sheep? Have they ever taken care of sheep? I remember when I was a kid going to the Orchard family reunion on my mom's side, and there were these sheep that were in this fenced-in area. And of course, when like 100 kids come running at the fence to see the sheep take off, and boom, run into the other fence. And we're like, what's the matter with them? You know? But we are like that. We're like sheep. We're very confused. I was very confused as a non-Christian. And the Lord has compassion on people. And he has a desire for them to know him and to have eternal life. So we're going to do a little exercise now. And I want you to know something. I want you to know that I really seriously, I love you guys. And I want the best for you. But the reality of what happens in the Christian life at this point is much different than what you think. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pick out 4 people. I think I'll pick out this young guy right here. Go ahead and stand up. And how about this young lady right here? You stand up. And you. And then how about you? Stand up. All right? In the United States, okay? In the United States, the reality is that these 4 people will probably be the only people that lead someone to Christ. Most Christians in the U.S. have never, ever led anyone to Christ. Never, ever led anyone to Christ. In fact, I did a workshop at our church not long ago. And this older lady came up to me, and she kind of came next to me, and she said, I'm that person. I've never led anyone to Christ. And I told her, you know what? It's not too late. You can do that. You can trust God to use you. And it has to do with getting to know him. If you got a relationship with him, he's going to put a fire in your belly. You're going to get compassion for people. You're going to become brokenhearted for people. And God will use you to change people's lives. That's what I want for you. You guys can sit down. I want you to be John 15. We'll go back there again. I'm going to read it again. John 15:8. It says, my Father is glorified by this, that you bear much fruit and so prove to be my disciples. And verse 16 says, you did not choose me, but I chose you, and I appointed you that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit would remain. The plan, the normal Christian life, is just like a plant. It's to be fruitful. That's the normal Christian life. If you're not fruitful, that's not normal. It's normal to be fruitful. That's my heart's desire is for you, is to be fruitful. And I realize that right now, you're not exactly inundated with non-Christians because you've got wonderful parents that take good care of you, and you're not really in the world like you will be soon. And some of these guys are going to be going to college, and they're going to be moving on in life, and they're going to be on their own. And the reality of their relationship with Christ is going to get real. And they're hopefully going to draw near to him. They're going to trust him, and they're going to see fruit. That's my heart's desire for all of you. can't, none of us has a method or something that we can do that can change a heart. We can't do that. The Lord does that. But when you're like him, and you have compassion for people and love them, he will use you. And you'll get to see hearts change. And that will be a wonderful, wonderful time in your life. My wife and I have a saying in our home. We get really excited to the point of tears because we say this phrase that this happened with my son who was in college. We say, Thomas has the disease. And we're so excited when our son gets the disease. And the disease is, my son Thomas was at Hillsdale, and he was in the piping band. In fact, he was the, I don't know what you call it, the band leader or whatever, a bagpiper. And the guy that was the bagpiper instructor was a crusty guy, a real crusty guy. He liked to drink, he liked to smoke, he liked to joke. And my son spent so much time with him that he had compassion for him. He was like, this guy is going to die. And he had compassion for him. And he tried to share the word with him. He prayed like crazy. He asked God for God's help to change his heart, to open his eyes. One night he calls us up, and he is literally sobbing on the phone. It's like, Thomas, what is wrong? He could hardly talk to us. And finally we calmed him down enough. And he said, Dad, I've tried so hard. I've trusted God. I've prayed. I've talked to him. I've done everything I could think of to do. And DJ is not, he's not interested in the Lord. And it broke his heart, crushed his heart. We have, my wife and I were excited. We were like, he's got the disease. And Christ was like that. He wanted the Jews in particular to come to him. He wanted to gather them up. He wanted to love them. They just wouldn't. Well, anyway, DJ, I'm not sure what the end of the story is with DJ, but he did die. And he did will my son his bagpipes, which are actually silver and ivory, really amazing bagpipes. So we're hoping that we'll see DJ in heaven. My son did get an opportunity to talk to his wife. Pretty sure that she has turned towards Christ, so that's a good thing. So that's what I want for you, is to have a very exciting life. It will fill you up with joy. And I'll give you, what time is it? We got a little bit of time. I'll give you another example. This happened when I was up and living in Minneapolis. I had a young man that I had led to the Lord at work, and he was excited. I mean, a little bit too excited, It's like, hopefully he won't get the thought in his head that God told me to jump off the building. I think he might do it. But he was very excited, and he came to me and said, I really had a change of heart. I'm going to quit law school. And it's like, this is like the only son who is in his third year. He's going to, become a lawyer in a few more courses. And it's like, I don't think his dad is going to be real happy to see me or get to know me if we quit law school. You sure that's what God wants you to do? He was sure that's what God wanted him to do. So then he said, I know this guy in law school, and I want to talk to him about Christ. And he said, no, I don't want to talk to him about Christ. I want you to talk to him about Christ. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'll go with you, but you're going to do the talking. So nothing happened for a long time. All of a sudden there was a snowstorm, a nasty snowstorm. It was below zero, the snow was blowing. I get a phone call, like 7:30 at night. Dave, let's go talk to Steve. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure we're just going to get stuck? not get the Steve's and maybe freeze to death? He goes, no, I think God's talking to me. I think we should go talk to him tonight. And I said, you remember, you're doing the talking, right? He goes, I know, I'm going to do it. So he comes over, picks me up, we start driving, and it's like, whoa, this car is barely moving. There's a lot of snow. And we get to the street, and literally, you cannot see the numbers on the houses. It's like, do you know where he lives? And he goes, I know he's on this street. But it's like, well, what house do you think it is? I don't know. I have no idea. So we're driving down the street, and I mean, the houses are like where the van is parked. They're pretty far away. And the snow now is like a foot deep, and it's blowing like crazy. And it's like, we're going to go up to every house here and like figure out the number. Anyway, he said, let's pray. So we prayed, and while we were praying, we looked up, and there's Steve outside. He's outside putting a light bulb in his light. And so we never did see the number, but we saw him standing on the porch. So we drove in and came over to his house and sat down in the kitchen and started talking to Steve. And Tom was working very hard to get the words out. He was a very new Christian. He was working real hard to get the words out. And Steve was like, I'd like to become a Christian. Wait a minute. We got to talk about this. I don't think you really understand what's going on here. You know, so I interjected a couple things. Tom, could you cover this? So Tom covers sin, repentance. Steve goes, I'd really like to accept the Lord. Wait, just a minute, okay? Just a minute. Let's just read a couple verses. Let's talk a little more. And I mean, this was I've never seen a presentation of the gospel that was worse. It was really bad. In fact, I was worried that if this guy actually comes to Christ, it might not be real. And I might be actually taking him to hell. But I finally gave in, and I said, okay, let's pray. So Steve prayed, and he prayed just a prayer from his own heart. It was really like a little baby prayer. It was just beautiful. And I mean, it was transparent in terms of what he was thinking. And so Tom was, he's on top of the world when this guy came to the Lord. But what we didn't realize is that while we were there talking to him, his wife was actually around the corner listening, sitting on a little stool around the corner, and she accepted Christ too. So both of them came to Christ that night and began to grow. Well, I didn't know this guy because I didn't go to law school. So anyway, this guy and his wife were multi-millionaires when they got married, which I didn't know. And all of a sudden, he is giving me a car. He's giving me money to go to school. And it was just, he had a birthday party for me, and he gave me a car for my birthday present. Then when I went to school, he said, I have something for you. And he gave me an envelope, which had stocks in it, like 2,000 stock, shares of stock. And I was like, do you take this to like Kmart, or what do you do with it? I have no clue what do you do with this, So I'm too embarrassed to call him to ask him what to do with it, but I did finally figure it out. And it was a lot of money, and it really helped my family and I go to school, because I took off work for 6 months and had 3 kids at the time. So it's a wonderful adventure to get to know the Lord, to have a great relationship with Him, to fall in love with people, to get brokenhearted, to get diseased, and to see God work. It's so exciting, and that's what I want for you guys. I want you to be excited about bearing fruit and changing lives. Let's pray. Father, I thank you. I thank you that your plan for us here is exciting. It involves risk. It involves pain. It involves, in many cases, terror. I thank you for Paul's example and for his transparency and his willingness to expose that he needed courage and he needed boldness. And he was coming to you and asking for that. And he allowed us to see that. You allowed us to see that. We know that we don't have what it takes. You're the one who changes hearts. You're the one who changes lives. And we're trusting that you're going to change our lives in such a way that you gain control of our hearts so that we can be a light, we can be salt, and we can change people's hearts through you. I thank you for this time, and I thank you for this group of students and their enthusiasm. And I pray that you would give them a thirst and a burning desire to be used by you and to know you in a way that they have confidence, that they're willing, like Daniel, to say, yeah, go for it. Throw me in the fire. Throw me in the lion's den. It doesn't matter. I know the King.